presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are LA.
His debut as an Angel couldn't have been better. As if scripted, Tim Lincecum took the mound in a Bay Area that still adores him and dominated the very same A's team he will see tonight. But this time, he will be his Angel Stadium debut wearing halo red. Will the sequel be as good as the premiere? Find out next on Fox Sports West. Well, it started off as a promising road trip, taking 2 of 3 against the Oakland Athletics. It certainly did not finish that way as the Angels were swept by the Houston Astros, but it's always good to return home. Tonight we kick off a 7-game homestand, the first of 4 tonight against the Oakland A's. Hi, everybody from inside the Big A. We welcome you back to Angels Baseball here on Fox Sports West, along with Mark Gubiza. I'm Victor Rojas, and as the tease just told you, Tim Lincecum is on the mound tonight, and obviously he had a fantastic outing his first time around. Warm welcome in the Bay Area, of course. That makes perfect sense considering he made a name for himself up there, and we'll see what he has in store tonight.
Yeah, Victor, his enthusiasm last time, you could see it even going out there to the mound, to the bullpen mound to get ready to take a look at our tools of the trade brought to you by Ram Trucks. He threw the ball so well. The energy he brought not only to the mound, but to his teammates in that dugout and in the stands. First and foremost, his pace was outstanding. He got that first pitch strike over successfully. Also had an outstanding changeup. He got 10 outs via his changeup. He worked quickly. The defense was outstanding behind it. Hit enough velocity on the fastball to get some swing and misses and some fly ball outs. 88 to 91 range, but above all, that changeup was great. His breaking ball was solid too. I look for him to carry it into the start here tonight with the energy that he brought to the Bay Area here to the Big A.
Well, the Angels will add a guy in the lineup as Albert Pujols, who missed the last 2 games, is in there tonight. We're just about ready for baseball. Sit back and relax. Lineups and first pitch when we return. This telecast of Angels Baseball on Fox Sports West is brought to you by Hyundai. The 4th of July sales event is going on now at your local Hyundai dealer. Visit buyhyundai.com today. By Jack in the Box. The Portobello Mushroom Buttery Jack is back. Taste it before it's gone. By Mercury Insurance, on a mission to save you money. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com to get a fast free quote and see how much you can save. And by the Jeep Renegade. Find your inner Renegade and reach your highest potential with an EPA estimated 31 highway miles per gallon. Angel Stadium, game one of a 4-game set against the Oakland Athletics. The Angels taking 2-3 at the Coliseum last weekend. Tim Lincecum, Jared Weaver picking up the wins in that series. Lincecum will get the starting nod tonight. Jared Weaver will go tomorrow. We'll talk about the rest of the weekend a little bit later on. And then after that, the Houston Astros in town for the first of 4. This is the debut for Tim Lincecum. He's never pitched in this ballpark. He is ready to go, although Mike Scioscia still talking over the lineup cards with the hitting coach. It's Darren Bush out for the Oakland Athletics along with the umpiring crew. It is a warm night, as it has been warm all week here, although we missed the triple digits. It's 76 degrees tonight, as the first pitch will be delivered at that time. And Lincecum's ready to go, so he wants all those guys to clear
I love the fact he's running out there on time or early for that first pitch. You love to see that as a defender behind you.
And you mentioned, too, in his first start, a guy that works at a very quick tempo, doesn't waste a whole lot of time. And he really had a lot of these ace hitters off balance, in particular, not only because of the way he kind of kept things going, but that off-speed pitch, as you mentioned, which kind of carried over to Jared Weaver's start the following day. He had the off-speed working as well.
What have we said all along when you face this Oakland lineup? They love to hit the fastball. They have a tough time with off-speed pitches. So if you establish strikes with all your pitches, then get him out with that all-speed pitch.
Clearly trying to figure out a place to put that foot up against the rubber there. You can see him digging out that clay right there. First time he's been on this mound, so it's a little adjustment period there. Might need a backhoe, though, the way he's going. Let's take a look at the lineup for Bob Melvin and the Oakland Athletics. And it's Coco Crisp leading things off. He's in center field. Max Muncy gets a start at right. He'll bat second. Stephen Vogt behind the plate. Danny Valencia, the third baseman. Chris Davison left. Jed Lowry is the second baseman. Yonder Alonso at first base. Marcus Semien, the shortstop. And Oresmendi Alcantara, the starting second baseman. He just came over from the Chicago Cubs in trade for Chris Coghlan. He'll bat ninth and play second. Taking on Tim Lincecum, 1-0. He had 6 innings of work against the Oakland A's, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks, and everyone knows his resume. Multi-Cy Young Award winner, multi-World Series champion.
Yeah, and also, you know, when you talk about no-hitters, a couple of those, he's a guy that loves to compete, throws a lot of strikes, still has that ability to get a big punch out when he needs it. But my go-tos for Lincecum to be successful today, that change for outs. Got a number of them last game out. Still a big pitch for him, and especially against Oakland, and expand the strike zone. In other words, change that fastball eye level upstairs to be able to set up the changeup and breaking ball.
Let's check out the Angels defensively. Daniel Navin left, Mike Trout in center, Cole Calhoun in right. Yunel Escobar and Andrelton Simmons on the left side. Johnny Giavatello, C.J. Cron on the right. Jet Bandy gets to start tonight behind the plate.
And Yunel Escobar at third base made a number of really good plays behind Tim Lincecum. No error in his last 9 games. He's able to turn a double play that last game for Lincecum. Get a lot of action, especially on some off-speed pitches at third base.
A's come into town in the cellar of the American League West. The Angels just above them. Oakland at 29-42. The Angels with the loss yesterday, now 31-41. Oakland 17 back. The Angels 15.5. First one tonight is a little bit high, and it is ball 1. Coco Crisp, the switch hitting outfielder, hitting 227, 14 doubles, 2 triples, 6 home runs, and 24 runs batted in. We'll look at the strike. Evens the count up at 1-1. Both of these teams have struggled in the month of June. Just by percentage points, the A's the worst record in the American League at 5-13, with the Angels not much better at 7-13. There's the off-speed pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Escobar backs up a little bit at third base, and this one's fouled back. Cal remains at a ball and 2 strikes. A couple of ribbons of sunshine cutting across the mound, and also at the shortstop position as well as third base. Outfield all in the shade. Trout DH yesterday. He's back in center. Albert DHing tonight. This one pulled to first. Cron's got it, and there's the first down of the ball game.
And my Hyundai key for this game is to ride that wave of Tim Lincecum. The energy he brings, can't stop the feeling. Little Justin Timberlake. What he did when he pitched in that game, not only pitched very well, but his teammates, the reception he got coming in to the dugout, in the field, and the energy that provides his teammates in the field, outstanding.
Halo signing him to a one-year prorated deal with incentives. Second start as Muncy drops one down. Bandy out from behind the plate, fires to first, gets Max Muncy, and there's out number 2.
Shot by Bandy, setting up for that pitch, quickly out of that catching position. That ball pushed it down in that infield grass, and then the throw quickly over the first base to get Mundy at first.
To 2 outs, nobody on. It's Stephen Vogt coming up. Catcher at 265, 15 doubles, 5 home runs, and 17 runs batted in. One ball, no strikes. That missed low. 2 balls, no strikes. Paul Lamel calling the balls and strikes tonight. Mark Carlson at first. Mike DeMuro at second. Quid Walcott at third base. The umpiring crew for the series. 2 quick outs. And now it's 3 balls, no strikes. In that series, in that game, I should say, Lincecum faced the A's. Vogt got a double off him, then walked the next time up. Tim was very careful with him. Vogt ended up going 2 for 4 in that game. Had 3 plate appearances against Lincecum. Full count.
87-mile-an-hour fastball got the benefit of that call. Ran a little bit off the outside corner, but the reputation of a guy that throws a lot of strikes and works quickly, you'll get those borderline pitches.
Here's the payoff. This one hit towards short, and Escobar with the shift on, unable to get there. So Vogt picks up a single. Pitcher was a little bit up.
Yeah, that's the reason why he was able to hit that hard to that side of the field, because it was elevated. Credit Vogt for that swing. Stay back on the well, fastball up, 88-mile-an-hour fastball, shoots it through the hole with shortstop.
So 2 outs and a man at first. Danny Valencia at the plate. Valencia 328 on the year, 10 home runs and 27 RBIs. He's blocked by Bandy on the slow breaking ball. Two balls, no strikes. Valencia spent some time on a disabled list with a hamstring issue, playing in his 52nd game. Just 189 at bats. Not yet enough plate appearances to qualify top 10 in the batting average with that 328 average. He takes a strike. If he did, he'd be currently 4th in the American League.
Pretty dangerous on high pitches there. That's a pitch upper part of the strike zone, a fastball. Took it though in 414 on high pitches. He's 4th best in the majors.
Upstairs, 3-1. Short lead for Vogt. Valencia yanks one down the line, but foul. So full count. The 2 outs means Vogt will get a head start from first.
He's asking if that fastball was in. It was on just a little bit off the inside corner. As a pitcher, you love when you have a hitter asking the umpire where that pitch was. That means you have a chance of maybe potentially expanding the strike zone and get through the inning, no damage.
Off speed upstairs, and he walked him. So a single followed by the walk, puts 2 men on for Oakland. And Levine Davis coming up. You've talked about it a couple of times throughout the years, the difficulty of facing a team in back-to-back starts. thinking that maybe you got to change something or tweak something.
Yeah, especially when you pitch well against a club. You always feel, oh, they got to make some kind of adjustment. They're looking at film, seeing what you got them out with. But I've always been a believer until they've made that adjustment, you go the same way. And I've seen a lot more fastballs from Tim early on here than the last game. We threw a lot of changeups. In that game, threw about 32% of his pitches were changeups.
Missed downstairs to the fastball. Davis, a left fielder, 238 average. A lot of power in that bat. 16 home runs, 45 RBIs, but he will swing and miss quite a bit.
Pretty good numbers in his career versus Lincecum for Davis. 3 for 6, including 2 home runs.
One ball, one strike. We're tied the first 2 guys. Crisp on a soft liner to Crow. Muncy trying to bunt his way on. Back-to-back 3-2 counts. One a single, one a walk.
One and 2, great location that fastball. One thing to keep in mind, his first start with the Angels up in Oakland, he threw the Carlos Perez tonight, Jet Bandy. Again, getting adjusted with the catchers too. It's a process to work with the comfort zone when you're on the mound. As you see right there, going through signs.
Foul back.
Think about over the years how many times he threw the ball to Buster Posey with San Francisco. That comfort, you know exactly what pitch to go to as a catcher behind the plate in certain situations. Well, it's a matter of getting that together with this catching staff with the Angels for Tim Lincecum. No time in spring training, 3 minor league assignments, now in the big leagues here for a second start.
Downstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Davis taps it foul. Upstairs. Full count.
Big pitcher from Lincecum. Remember that last game, he had a bases loaded scenario, but he got a ground ball out to first base to finish off a potential big inning for the Oakland A's. Here, another spot, even though we're just in the first inning.
Runners go. 3-2. Got him swinging. Down goes Davis. Lincecum gets in a little trouble, gets out of it. We'll head to the bottom of the first scoreless. Got out of the first inning with no damage. We'll check out Mike Scioscia's lineup for game number 73. Yunel Escobar will lead things off and play third base. Cole Calhoun at right. Mike Trout at center. Albert DHing once again after missing the last 2 games. C.J. Cron at first. Johnny Giavatello at second. Daniel Nava at left. Jeff Bandy behind the plate. Andrelton Simmons batting ninth and playing shortstop. Taking on the right-hander, 25-year-old from Alexander City, Alabama. His name is Kendall Graveman.
Yeah, he's throwing the ball very well in his career against the Angels. My go-tos to be successful against Graveman. Road bumps. He's had a tough time on the road. His ERA on the road this year, 7.03, 1-3 mark, and drive away. He throws a lot of pitches away, whether it's his cut fastball or a little two-seam fastball. Think middle, away.
First one's chopped on the ground to third. Valencia has it across the diamond, and there's the first out. Check out the A's defensively. Davis, Crisp, and Muncy in the outfield from left to right. Valencia, Simeon, Lowry, and Alonso from third to first, both behind the plate.
And Davis out in left field for Oakland. Played a much better left field so far this season. No errors. Last year had 5, which tied for the most by any left fielder playing in the National League last year. We saw him make a couple good plays out in Oakland defensively, especially cutting off a line drive. It could have been a double for C.J. Cron, diving, getting that ball in quickly.
Cole Calhoun hitting .292 with 9 home runs and 39 runs batted in. Graveman delivers a strike. Graveman making his 14th start. Had a good one the last time out against the Angels, going 7 innings, allowing a run on 3 hits. 4 strikeouts, 1 walk. Got a no decision in that one. 5th career start against the Angels. And still just 0-1 with his ERA around 2. Shift on against Cole as that one sails up and away. 2 balls and a strike. I mentioned the Angels' record and where they stand in the West. Just had not been able to get it going at all here at home. 5 games under 500 at 15-20. They've hit 20 points less at home than they have out on the road. 248 here at the Big A, 268 out on the road.
Well, especially against left-handed batters with Graveman, he's throwing that two-seam fastball away, and with the shift on against Cole Calhoun, that whole left side of the infield wide open for him to hit that ball right down the line here. And that's going to be important for him to be able to do that, stay back and drive that way.
Got underneath it, pops it up. Simeon, the shortstop, backpedaling out. They'll call off Valencia, 2 down.
Now it's time for the Lowe's home field advantage. The Angels against Oakland. Here in the last 18 home games, 13-5, have outscored them by 30. Make that 20 runs, 6 more home runs. Then Oakland in the pitch, a real good baseball, 2.47 ERA. So the offense has been there, the pitching has been there, certainly in the last 18 home games against Oakland for Mike Scioscia's club.
He'll take whatever positives you can get at this point, especially coming off a tough series against the Astros. They will be here on Monday for a 3-game set. Trout fouls it off, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Mike, we mentioned DH'd yesterday afternoon. Ended up going 0 for 4, including the final out, a line out. What did I say? It was 107, 108 miles an hour?
Yep.
Off the bat, right to Colby Rasmus, who had cheated in a couple of steps with 2 outs. Left the tag in second as he cuts through that slider.
Yeah, that's a base hit. If Cole hadn't stolen second base, they went from no doubles defense to bringing that in outfield up a little bit, just to provide an opportunity to be able to throw Cole out at home plate if Trout would get a single.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Back inside, it misses. Full count.
As normal, Trout seeing a lot of pitches. 4.45 pitches per plate appearance for Trout.
Ground ball to third, ran that fastball back inside, 3 straight sinkers in. And Graveman has himself a 1-2-3 first. Went to the second with no score.
By Kia with Tim Lincecum on the mound. Three-time strikeout leader in the National League. One of 3 active pitchers with 2 seasons of 250 strikeouts or more. Verlander and Scherzer were the other 2. And 265 strikeouts back in 2008, which is the most by a Giant pitcher since Christy Mathewson back in 1903.
Lowry fouls it off. 1 ball, 1 strike. One and 2. Lowry, the second baseman, 288 average so far. 7 doubles, a triple, a home run, and 9 runs batted in. Lays off. Lincecum pitching in his 271st career big league game.
Good change up there from Lincecum.
109 and 83 in his career. 32 years old. Queued up the line, and that's going to be a tough play for Escobar. Goes underneath his glove, trickles into the outfield. Lowry will stop there as now Nava gets it back in. Even if Escobar gets there, Lowry's going to have an infield base hit. Fans, this broadcast of Angels baseball being broadcast on AFN, the American Forces Network, broadcasting to the U.S. Armed Forces serving around the world on land and on ships at sea. As always, we welcome you to our broadcast, and we thank you for your continued service.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yonder Lonzo, the first baseman, a 245 average, 17 RBIs in his first season with Oakland. Cues this one out to shallow center field, and that is going to fall in there. Lowry's going to go to third, or at least try to. The throw from Trout up the line. It gets away, and that will allow Alonso to get to third. So Trout will get charged with an error on a ball that maybe Escobar should have come up with cleanly at the very least. So second and third on 2 Q shot singles.
And a lot of times you'll have that on the changeup. They're fooled by the speed of the pitch. He's able to flare that one into center field, and Trout charged that well. Base running though by Lowry. When you're facing a guy like Lincecum, you don't have many chances to be able to advance to another base, so why not take a shot? And that's exactly what he did.
Here's Marcus Semien, the shortstop. Infield back with nobody out. One ball, one strike. Trout gets charged with an error, by the way, his third of the season. Semien drives one out to deep left field. Nava moving back on this one. He's near the wall, and that is gone. A 3-run home run for Marcus Semien, and Oakland has a 3-0 lead.
Well, we often talked about that inside part of the plate for Semien. He is super quick and strong in that zone. His 13th home run now, 34 RBI. Change up. Runs in the inner part of the plate, and again, he's able to drive it out.
No balls, 2 strikes on Alcantara. Semien with his 13th of the year, now with 34 runs batted in. Angels playing from behind here in the second. Alcantara pulls this one over to second. He's got a lot of speed too.
Yeah, he gets out there quickly. You better get rid of the baseball in a hurry.
So 1 out, back to the top of the order now. Coco Crisp.
Right on the ground, and right away he's thinking, I'm going to put pressure on this defense, not only on this play, but in the future. So anytime he's going to hit a baseball on the ground, it's going to force an infielder maybe play a step in or so, and it gives him a better chance to get a baseball by an infielder.
Coco a swing and a miss. 0 for 1 as he lined out to Crone in the first inning. That's in there for a strike. 1-2. That first start against Oakland, velocity hovering around 90. About 87, 88 so far tonight. This one slapped out to left field. Nava will play that on a hop.
Another baseball that's not hit real hard, but finds that outfield grass.
Right fielder, number 12, Max.
I like the Stephen Vogt base hit in that first inning. That pitch up and away from a left-handed batter.
You got to always keep in mind the fact that he had 3 starts down in the minor leagues, 1 start here in the major league. This is his 2nd start at the big league level, but most pitchers at this point of the year have had a bunch of innings in spring training, a bunch of, whether you're on the rehab assignment or not, you're going to get a lot of pitches, a lot of innings to be able to get yourself in a position where you're consistent in the strike zone. So far, it hasn't been the case for Lincecum.
Monty takes a strike.
And it's understandable. There's going to be some times where you miss location as you try to get a feel for the mound here. First time pitching here at the Big A.
Ball and a strike. Monty trying to bunt his way on in the first. It's thrown out by Bandy. Lincecum last year limited to 15 starts for San Francisco. Season cut short with a hip injury, subsequent surgery, and that's what he's coming back from. Oakland up 3-0. Couple of singles by Lowry and Alonso, and a 3-run home run by Marcus Semien. Coco started to go, then stopped. 1-2.
Picked a pretty good pitch to go on, a changeup. And Lincecum has allowed 182 stolen bases, 220 attempts in his career. That's about a 17% success rate for him to stop a team's running game. So they've been successful against 4 career pickoffs.
Muncy pulls this one, and it beats the shift. Coco will turn and head to third. And Oakland has runners at the corners with 1 out here in the second.
Catcher, number 21, Stephen Coe.
Shift hasn't quite worked for the Angels through the first couple of innings.
As far as number of shifts that the Angels have put on, 604 coming into the game, which is 6th most in the majors. Quick sign from Jet Bandy to determine what they're going to do as far as if once he tries to go straight through the base, they cut it off, especially with Crisp and his speed at third.
Ball and no strikes. Stephen Vogt, a base hit his first time up. Five hits against Lincecum here in the second inning. Ground ball to a middle infielder. Get him out of it.
Yeah, Vogt has rolled into 3 double plays so far this year. Very difficult to get a double play when it's elevated, though.
Pulled foul. Right at 52 pitches for Lincecum. 26 in the first, 26 so far here in the second.
34 of them strikes, 18 out of the strike zone for Lincecum.
Vogt lifts one down the line, but slicing out of play.
Well, you can see the approach that Vogt is trying to do. He's trying to lift that baseball in the air, because that's a lower pitch. He's trying to force himself to get something that he can hit in the air, not on the ground. It's basically the kind of approach we were talking about on the pregame show for the Angels hitter, especially with the guy on third, thinking in terms of giving and going with what the pitcher is going to try to do against you. Try to elevate, hit the ball in the air. They're going to keep that ball down in the strikes. You use the middle of the field, especially with the middle infielders playing back at times with a man on third to get the run home.
Down and away. Already with more hits this inning than Oakland had against Lincecum in his start in Oakland. Gave up 4. Crisp over at third base. Muncy at first. The runner goes and Vogt pops it up. Shallow left. Escobar stopped running for a second and it goes off his glove. Crisp will come in to score and it's 4-0. I'm trying to figure out why he hesitated. Simmons wasn't going to get there. He was playing toward the middle.
See, once he turns around the wrong way, he's unable to track that baseball too. And off his glove, ends up getting an error. Instead of potentially having that second out and the runner still at third base. Oakland scores another run.
Twelfth error committed by Escobar. Still 1 out, 2 on. And it's Danny Valencia now at the plate. He drew a walk in the first. In there for a strike, 0-2.
Well, this is a spot where Valencia has excelled so far this year, being behind in the counter with 2 strikes on him. So you got to be careful here if you're Lincecum. You got to make a quality pitch here.
This one's up the middle, a base hit. Being waved around. Nope, he's going to be stopped to Stephen Vogt. Ball trickles home. So Valencia with a single, no RBI, and the bases are loaded. Angels with action in their bullpen as Deolis Guerra starts to loosen now.
Again, another one of those swings from Valencia with 2 strikes. He shortens up his swing very well. Shoots that base hit up the middle.
There's Guerra, and I misspoke. It's Muncy, the base runner, at third. Vogt now at second, Valencia at first. 1 out. Bases loaded. 4-0 Oakland. Davis, the 9th man to bat here, the second. One ball, no strikes. Davis, a strikeout victim to end the first. So he's 0 for 1. Up and in. Davis, 28-year-old, Cal State Fullerton product. Brewers 7th round pick in 09. How's this one off the mask?
Well, he was on that fastball, middle on the fastball at 88. Fouled the straight back.
Ground ball toward third. Escobar touches the bag, goes across the diamond, double play. Ace sent 9 men to the plate. They score 4 runs. We head to the bottom of second. The Angels are down. Pujols, Cron, Giavotella coming up for the Angels against Kendall Graveman. Graveman had himself a 1-2-3 first inning through a total of 12 pitches, 2 ground outs and 1 pop-up. Albert dealing with a sore hamstring. Sat out the last 2 games. Played Monday against Houston. Had himself a 1-3 game with the doubles. He fouls this one off, and it's no balls, 2 strikes. Ground ball right side. Alcantara bobbles it. Still has time to throw out Albert. Ground number 1. Hey, Christmas and June celebration kicking off tomorrow. Angels taking on the A's in Game 2. Fans in attendance will receive an ugly sweater baseball cap courtesy of Arco. Visit angels.com/promotions to get your tickets today.
Solid effort on the slash.
Yeah, all the ushers have them on today.
Yes, they do.
C.J. Cron takes a fastball for a strike. Very wintry looking.
Festive. Christmas tree out in front by the big hats. Lots of wreaths, garland around the stadium.
Almost makes it feel like the real deal.
Yep.
Where's the fake snow? 1-2 to Cron. Jammed and rolled over to third. 2 down.
He's got that 2-seamer working today so far. 4 ground ball outs already.
It's almost like he's making a conscious effort, especially on the right-handers. Like the Trout, he threw 3 straight. He didn't care if he missed inside. It's like, I'm going to try to establish this early.
That's the mindset you have to have. If you're a sinker ball pitcher against a right-handed batter, you have to throw started on the inside corner because it looks like a pitch you can do some damage, but then it runs off and runs in on the handle of the bat. As a hitter, you try to get that out in front. That's going to be your job.
Johnny Giavotella, 268 average, 6 home runs and 24 runs batted in. One ball, 2 strikes. Johnny extended his hitting streak to 9 games. Monday's game with a home run, but since then he's gone 0 for 9. And down goes Giavotella. Graveman with his first strikeout. He's faced 6 and retired all 6 with Oakland on top 4-0. They will have Lowry, Alonso, and Simeon coming up to face Tim Lincecum. Got a rough go of it in the first 2 innings. 63 total pitches, 1 strikeout, 1 walk, and 7 hits allowed. Jed Lowry started it off for Oakland in the second, squibbing a single just beyond the reach of Mel Escobar. You see where Escobar is playing. We'll show you here in just a second with the quasi shift on. Off the bag at third base. You now just couldn't get there, and that's what started the second inning. Simmons toward the middle. Two balls, 1 strike. Maybe I'm trying to think, as far as the lefties are concerned, there's only been one that's tried to pull the ball, and that's Alcantara. And he grounded out to Giavatello. Everyone else trying to go up the middle or the other way.
Well, bottom line, when you're throwing a changeup or fastball away, you try to pull that pitch, you're playing in Lincecum's hand. They made the adjustment themselves right now, trying to go the other way, forcing Lincecum to pitch more so inside before he goes back away with a changeup.
Full count.
You talk about adjustments made when you face the same team back-to-back games like this, that you have to think in terms of, as an opponent, you have to make an adjustment, and the A's have so far.
That's off the plate for ball 4. Lead off walk. Second free pass issued by Tim.
First baseman.
Folks, the Angels taking on the Astros coming up beginning on Monday, but on Tuesday, June 28th, it's a 7:05 start, and fans in attendance will receive a unique straw and mesh baseball cap courtesy of Salinas Inc. while supplies last. At angels.com/promotions to get your tickets.
Cool hat visor that was. That was the Cole Calhoun visor hat.
Down to Alonso, big swing and a miss. I would imagine it gets a little frustrating for a pitcher too when you get ahead of a hitter, or at least get in a situation where you can get a strikeout, and guys aren't chasing that off-speed pitch like they did the last start.
And you're looking at a lot of film. You're trying to see if he does something different with the glove, the hand, the arm, whatever it's going to be, as far as indicating whether it's going to be off-speed or a fastball. Because he made a lot of really good pitches up there in Oakland against this A's lineup. Now Oakland has made a pretty good adjustment. Oh, only one real baseball squared up. That was Simeon on the changeup down and in. But they put the ball in play. Something that Oakland has struggled to do so this year. They've been a club that's been a swing and miss club a lot.
They've hit better on the road, like the Angels, than they have at home. 258 out on the road compared to 241 at the Coliseum.
And you would think that would be normal, especially with all that foul territory. Ball doesn't carry well at night in Oakland.
Lowry leadoff walk. He's over at first base with a short lead.
Pace a little bit different too in this game for Lincecum.
Two upstairs, full count.
This is 5th full count in the game for Lincecum.
And Guerra back up once again in the Angels bullpen. Lowry takes off. Alonso skies one out toward left. Nava moving over. One down.
Shortstop, number 10, Marcus Simeon.
Brings up Simeon, the shortstop, who homered. 3-run shot in the second, his 13th of the year. His 4th against the Angels, 7 games. Borderline pitch, misses low. Foul at the plate. Simmons, the Iron Man, if you will, for Oakland. He's played all 72 games so far. He's without Josh Reddick.
He's taking batting practice when we saw him in Oakland, so he's got to be getting pretty close. See that frustrated look there from Lincecum when he threw that pitch. He wanted that one going down and away, and ended up backing up on him going down and in.
One ball, 2 strikes. Man at first. Ground ball over to third. Escobar has it. Goes to Giavotella for 1. That's all they're going to get. They get the lead runner. The Angels now with 2 outs and a man at first.
Second baseman, number 30,
Arsmendri Alcantara, the second baseman, now up. Oh, for 1 as he grounded out to short. His first time up. 24-year-old native of the Dominican Republic. Actually, he came over in the Chris Coughlin deal. For the AAA this year, the majority of the time through 2 teams. He's at 248, 9 doubles, 6 triples, 6 home runs, 24 runs batted in, has 26 stolen bases in the minor leagues without getting caught.
Simeon over at first base with 5 stolen bases in 6 attempts. He might take a shot at it himself, trying to steal a base. Nice job by Lincecum. Quick pitch in there. When Simeon was trying to establish his lead, Lincecum was throwing the baseball. .37 pitches thrown back in that second inning. A lot of pitches throughout. 82 so far for Lincecum.
All 4 runs for Oakland coming into second inning as they batted around against him. 1 strikeout, 2 walks, 7 hits.
He was leaning to go there, anticipating an 0-2 pitch potentially in the dirt.
Down goes Alcantara, and the inning comes to an end. We head to the bottom of the 3rd. 4-0 Oakland. Independence Day resurgence in theaters tomorrow. When we come back, Mike Trout with teammate would fight the aliens.
To these aliens.
Which one? Have to be Johnny Giavotella. He thinks he can beat anybody. Talks a lot of smack, and he's not stepping down for them.
Yeah,
Independence Day Resurgence starts tomorrow in theaters tomorrow as we start the bottom of the third.
There's Giavotella. Not afraid of any aliens.
It's good to know.
Yes.
Halo's down 4-0, and it'll be Nava, Bandy, and Simmons here to third.
So we can count on him in case of an invasion.
Let's take it on home if there's an invasion, buddy. Start drinking. Nava 211 average in 21 games. I know that's different from any other day. This one lined to left center field as a base hit. First base run of the ball game for the Angels. Graveman, kind of the first 6, including a punch out, will work from the stretch for the first time to face Jeff Bandy.
Hasn't elevated many pitches, but that one he did. Now did a nice job as far as serving that into left center field. Staying back on that one well, let that baseball travel.
Jeff Bandy back behind the plate tonight. Had a 3-for-4 game yesterday afternoon in Houston with 3 singles and a run scored. 9 for 28 this year with the Angels. A couple of doubles, 6 RBIs. Pulls this one to third. Down the horn, double play as the tag is applied, and hopefully Bandy's all right. Kind of landed after that tag. He landed funny.
It's always this dangerous play when a throw goes up the line like that. As a runner going down, you're trying to avoid a tag, but also step on the base. And Bandy looked like he stepped on first base awkwardly. Going down the line and trying to avoid a tag, and then steps awkwardly on that base. Seems to be okay, though.
2 outs, nobody on for Andrelton Simmons.
It's a 10th double play turned behind Graveman this year. And so often we see it after 2 outs, immediately behind the count, 2-0.
This one down to shallow center field. That'll get down for a base hit. A tough stretch for Simmons. It's coming back off the disabled list. first hit since the 17th, the opening game of the series against Oakland. Puts a man on for Yunel Escobar. Snaps an 0 for 16 for Angelton. Escobar grounded out. That was over to Valencia. First pitch he saw in the first, so he's 0 for 1. One ball, one strike. The Angels still have Deolis Guerra warming up in the pen, so you wonder if Tim Lincecum's night has come to an end after 3 innings. This is punched it under the glove of Alonso and toward the corner. Muncy over to cut it off, plays the carom cleanly, gets the baseball back in. It's a double for Yunel Escobar. At least that's what we assume, unless they give Alonso an error. They easily could.
That ball was scorched. It was hit real hard by Escobar. But with Cole Calhoun coming to the plate, an opportunity to get right back in the game. Going back to Friday against Graveman. It's worthy of a Carl's Cam replay. This is what Cole did against Graveman. Over that 388 sign. Looking for some action here. Maybe a potential big fly, drive in a couple runs, get right back in the game with Cole coming to the plate against a guy that he had success against in Oakland.
Shift on, of course, with Calhoun at the plate. Cole takes low. Popped down to the shortstop in the first innings. He's 0 for 1. Cole turned his game around yesterday. Struck out in his first 2 at-bats, but then ended up going 3 for 5. Double, 2 singles on an RBI. 7th time this year he's had a 3-hit game. He's got runners at second and third. Off speed low. Chopper off the plate, up the line, that goes foul. Fortunately, took a big hop foul.
Right by that cut of the grass and the foul line there, going down towards first base. Go back to my Hyundai key for this game, an opportunity to get right back in there and stop the feeling. Again, when you have some momentum going, a good swing from Escobar, you have the guy at the plate who had success against Graveman up in Oakland, looking for some success now with this at bat for Cole.
Simmons over at third, Escobar at second. 2 balls and a strike on Cole. 4-0 Oakland here at the bottom of the third. Trout on deck. Reaching for this one and punches it over to Valencia. And he'll apply the tag on Escobar. No, he missed the tag, but still throws on to first. And they get the third out. The Angels leave a couple in scoring position. It's 4-0 A's as we head to the fourth. The action in a game you can only see on FS1. Padres taking on the Reds at 12:30 p.m. Pacific. Then it's baseball night in America with a battle between the Dodgers and the Pirates at 5 p.m. Pacific on your local Fox station, or you can watch it live on Fox Sports Go.
Boy, the Dodgers are carrying a 6-game win streak into Pittsburgh and a couple walk-off wins at Dodger Stadium against the Nationals.
Yep.
Pittsburgh's struggling. San Francisco played very well in a 4-game set up there in Pittsburgh.
At that 6-game winning streak, Dodgers still 5.5 back, but putting some pressure on the Giants as Deolis Guerra takes over on the mound for Tim Lincecum. It's our in and out. Who's in, who's out. Deolis pitching in his 10th game this year with the Angels. 1-0 record, a 3 ERA, 15 innings, 15 strikeouts, 11 hits, and no walks. He's got the top of the order here. Crisp, Muncy, and Vogt. Third time through the order, so Mike Scioscia pulling Lincecum after 83 pitches. First one's in for a strike.
I really didn't have a problem with that either, because Tim was clearly struggling along. This is his second start at the major league level. You don't want to push him and get into some bad habits as far as dropping his arm a little bit out of that normal arm slot for him. So I think it's a good decision by Scioscia to go to the bullpen now.
No balls, 2 strikes. Coco 1 for 2, singled with a run scored in the second. 2 strikeouts, 2 walks, 7 hits allowed for Lincecum in his second start. This one toward center, but softly hit. Simmons able to get over there to make a catch for the first down with a shift on and off the end of the bat. Kind of hung up there for Andrelton, 1 away. Second soft liner that Coco has hit tonight. So he's 1 for 3.
One thing about Guerra, he has a very good changeup himself. His fastball is going to be around 89 to 92 range, but his changeup very, very good.
Muncy 1 for 2. He's batting around in the second. 4 runs on 6 hits in that second inning. 3 of those runs on the one swing by Semien, the home run. There's that off speed.
Real good changeup. He sells that very well. Same arm slide as his fastball.
Got him to reach for this one. Crone will field it. It's a fair ball. 2 down. Just over the bag.
Catcher, number 21, Stephen Vogt.
Well, with this game still close, it's down 4-0. When you come out of the bullpen like Guerra is right now, your thought process is put up a couple zeros. All of a sudden, the offense can get rolling. You can pick up a W that way.
Vogt swinging, looking for something as far as a fastball is concerned. Gets an off speed. 1 for 2, a single in the first, reached on the error by Escobar in the second. This one yanked down the line, but took him foul. No balls, 2 strikes. The 0-2. Breaking ball. One ball, two strikes.
Has him set up now for his changeup. Gonna go fastball in, was down and in. See if he can run that changeup going down and away now.
Two. Off speed, pulled right into the shift. There's Giavotella. 1-2-3 inning for Dale Oscaro. We head to the bottom of the fourth. Trout, Pujols, Crone coming up for the Angels. Down 4-0. Come together for the primetime event that will light up the summer. The MLB All-Star Game from San Diego, July 12th only on Fox.
Mike Trout, be down there at Petco Park in San Diego. Should be an amazing venue for the All-Star Game.
I haven't looked at National League voting. I saw Andrew McCutcheon's picture there. He's having a down year, though. Wonder, I got to, like, again, I haven't seen the voting, and you still have the players vote as well.
I think you're seeing a lot of Chicago Cubs on there as of now. And deservedly so at this point, the way they're playing.
Trout takes a strike to even the count at 1-1. Mike grounded out his first time up.
I think Dexter Fowler might have been leading for the Chicago Cubs in center field.
This one back up the middle. Kick save. Gets away from Graveman. And no beauty.
He made that pretty close. He got off that mound pretty quickly.
Infield base hit for Trout. By the way, pretty good one-year deal for Dexter Fowler.
Yes. Breaking ball. Trout has hit very well against breaking balls this year. Recovered pretty well. Got a lot on that throw, but Trout too fast. Beats it out for an infield hit. This is third career hit against Graveman.
Second consecutive inning. The Angels have gotten their leadoff man on board. Albert grounded out his first time up. Saw that graphic there, the one home run in the last 21 games. He was asked about it a couple days ago in Houston. And typical answer for Albert. And it's true. The home runs come in bunches. 6 goal throughout the course of a year.
Like most power hitters, they're streaky hitters. And Albert, for the majority of his career, though, was always hitting over 300 range. Now the legs taking a beating over the last few seasons. He's more sitting back and trying to drive balls into the alley or over the fence.
Lifts this one out to right. Muncy coming in. 1 down.
First baseman, number 24, C.J. Cron.
C.J. Cron 0 for 1 with a ground ball to third base. 6 ground ball outs for Graveman so far.
Big numbers last 19 games for C.J. Cron, including 3 home runs. Well, what we've seen is some pretty patient hitters against Graveman, though. When you look at numbers on 0-0 counts when baseballs are put in play, 375 batting average. On 0-1 counts, 444. 1-0 counts, 412. You have to be aggressive against them, I think, early in counts.
Lifts it out toward right field, hit well. Muncy giving chase near the wall, jumps up, can't get it. It's off the fence. Trout had to hold up, eventually gets to third base, and it's a double for C.J. Cron. 13th of the season.
Again, going and being aggressive against him in early counts. That's what you got to try to do. That's a good swing for C.J. Cron. And on this swing right here, look at the AT&T high-speed replay on the fastball. 94-mile-an-hour fastball away, but a good swing for C.J. Cron, thinking that part of the field off the wall for his 13th double.
Right, Muncy just took his eye off the ball.
Yeah, lower part of the wall.
Fence, yeah. The ball didn't hit very high up on the wall. The Angels will take it now, trying to capitalize. This is a dribbler foul. The Angels had a couple of minutes scoring position last inning. Couldn't cash him in.
Again, the need is somehow you got to get a run across, and that was a pitch right there you can hit at least to the middle infielders, and that's going to get a run home.
Infield playing back, right?
Yep.
That's all you're trying to do is get.
Love a hit, but a productive out. At least get the run across here to make it a 3-run deficit instead of 4.
This little pop-up out to shallow center field. Simeon going out, and he can't make the play. Trout will come in to score. That is an RBI single, 4-1 Oakland. Giavatello with his 25th run batted in.
We talk about a little flare into the outfield. Runs that fastball in, jams him. Well off the plate, fastball in, and just over the head of Simeon going back on that baseball as Trout's able to read that and score. C.J. Cron able to go to third. Reaching out as far as he can go, just over the glove, and recovered well by Simeon to get it in quickly.
Daniel Nava 1 for 1 with a base hit. Those runners at the corners shift on.
And Nava, the last at bat against Graveman, stayed back and hit the ball into left center field. A lot of room on that left side of the infield. Also, if indeed Graveman goes away with a sinker.
No balls, 2 strikes on Nava.
Simeon looking into the dugout. I wonder if he should move over to the shortstop side of second base and keep him there in that shift, even though behind in the count. If you're Nava, going fastball away, plenty of room to hit that ball through that shortstop position.
That hits Nava. That's a hit by a pitch, although Vogt saying that he leaned into it.
And you don't have to give the batter the base. Get hit if he's leaning out over. It could just be ruled a ball. See, we're here going inside with a fastball. And that baseball's clearly off the inside, well off the inside corner. Did he lean in? He didn't try to get out of the way. No. But why would you in that spot when you're going inside with a fastball? He's trying to get on base. Did a nice job of wearing that off the leg. Easy for us to say up here, though, but he did get on base.
The meaty part of the leg.
Yes.
Bases loaded. Kurt Young out to pay a visit. So Jeff Bandiel back. 4-1 Oakland here in the fourth. Bases loaded. And one out. Bandy grounded into a 5-4-3 double play in the third. Down it in.
That almost got him in the shin area also. That's the danger when you have that type of movement on your two-seam fastball with the bases loaded. You're trying to throw the ball inside. You're trying to get a ground ball out, but also you can miss off the plate in.
Good rip at that one. Crone standing at third. Giovatello second. Nava at first. Bandy this year 1 for 2. The bases loaded. .53 pitches thrown by Graveman. 1 strikeout, no walks. 6 hits allowed now. 3 hits that Bandy had yesterday's game against the Astros, a career high for him. Two-one count. Outfield shallow all the way around. Coco shading Bandy toward the alley at right center field. That's the opposite way. Big alley in left center. 2-1. This one's pulled foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Serious movement on that 93-mile-an-hour fastball. He's trying to get a ground ball. Bandy's trying to get a pitch he can drive in the air.
Lifted in the air to right. Muncy moving over is there. Crone tagging at third base. Muncy with the catch. The throw coming home. It's cut off by Alonso. It goes to second, and Nava is safe at second. So it's a sac fly for Bandy, and it's a 4-2 Oakland lead.
And that's one of those throws for an outfielder. You're not going to throw at the plate. You're better off getting it in a low throw at a cutoff man to prevent Nava from getting himself into scoring position also.
So 2 outs now.
That's a deep fly ball. You're not going to throw somebody out at home plate, especially when you're drifting towards that line that throws a chance to go up the first base line. But instead it was a high throw, allows Nava himself to get into scoring position. The base hit can tie the game now.
Chopper foul.
Much better with runners on this season. It's compared to no one on base. 281 with runners on for Simmons.
A 1 outside. Andrelton snapped an 0 for 17 with a base hit in the third. Giavatella at third base, Nava at second. 2 runs in so far. Oakland up 4-2. This one's out toward right center. Coco was shading that way. He will get to the track, make the catch, and the inning comes to an end. But the Angels strike for 2 as we head to the 5th. Halos down 4-2. Baseball on Fox Sports West is brought to you by Subaru, making the world a better place. That's why they created Subaru Loves to Care. Subaru's commitment to a healthier community. By El Pollo Loco, try the new fire-grilled chicken burritos today. And by Infinity, visit your local Southern California Infinity retailer for a test drive today. Oakland on top 4-2 here at the top of the 5th inning. Dale Esguerra back out for his 2nd inning of work at a 1-2-3 4th. He's got Valencia, Davis, and Lowry here in the 5th. Danny Valencia 1 for 1 with a walk and a single. Oakland with 4 runs on 7 hits. They've left 5 on. Halos with 2 runs, 6 hits, committed 2 errors, and have stranded 4. Out toward right. Cole moving back on it. Nice carry to it, didn't he? Thought he got it off the end of the bat.
I thought that ball just kept drifting back. A little warmer night. This ball's carrying well.
Can't blame the Marine layer tonight.
Nor should you ever.
Amen, brother. Chris Davis, left fielder, 0 for 2. Struck you out in the first. Into a double play that ended the 2nd. Off the plate. Off speed, just missed. 2 balls, no strikes. There's done a nice job for the Angels. That caught the corner. Davis didn't like the call.
The 2-0 changeup.
Makes sense.
Especially against a guy who really can hit a fastball a long, long way. Strong hitter.
Carroll last year 10 games with the Pirates. This is skied. Towering shot to deep left center field. Trout still going back. He's at the wall. That's gone. Monster home run for Chris Davis. You talk about some carry. He got it. It is 5-2 Oakland. 17th home run that Davis has hit this year.
And a fastball he got. And some serious power. Talk about how strong he is. Fastball. Inner half of the plate, brings his hands in, gets the barrel of the bat on the baseball, and some lift to it. And Trout back to the wall, trying to climb the wall. Well over the left center field wall for a home run. 17th, 46 RBI.
Jed Lowry lifts one out to shallow left. Two down.
First baseman, number 17, Yonder Alonso.
.27 home runs last year as a member of the Brewers. Here's Yonder Alonso. Alonso with a base hit and a run scored in the second. That home run allowed by Guerra, his first as an Angel. Gave up 5 last year with Pittsburgh. 0-2.
Going back-to-back changeups, a very good changeup.
Fastball and a broken bat and roller to second. Comes to an end, but Oakland gets one of those runs back at Chris Davis' 17th home run of the season. Into the bottom of the 5th. It's 5-2 now, Oakland. Yellows. Giavitello with an RBI single. Sac fly for Jet Bandy, giving the Angels 2 runs in the 4th inning. And here the 5th. It's the top of the order. Escobar, Calhoun, and Trout. It's Kendall Graveman. Pitches in for a strike. Escobar 1 for 2 as he doubled down the right field line. The 2-1 count. Short schedule throughout Major League Baseball on this Thursday. A couple of early games. Tigers beating Seattle 5-4. Texas idle tonight.
Boy, Texas, 2 pitchers going on the disabled list. Derek Holland, Colby Lewis. Colby Lewis looked like maybe up to 2 months.
Yeah, I saw that.
Along with you, Darvish, all 3 of their starters on the disabled list now.
2-2, bouncer toward third. Valencia has to come charging in, bare hands, an off balance throw, and he got him. Nice play by Danny Valencia to retire Escobar for the first out here in the 5th.
Right fielder, number 56.
One of those plays, that's the only play you have to come in on the bare hand. He did a nice job as far as coming in on that baseball. The scoop and the throw all in one motion, and a good throw to first base. Solid play by Valencia.
Also in the American League West, Houston is idle. They will begin a series tomorrow night in Kansas City. 3 games there, then come to Southern California to take on the Angels for 3 beginning Monday. Escobar just now getting back to the dugout. There's Cole Calhoun. He's 0 for 2. A pop-up and a ground out. Ground ball up and off the glove to Simeon in the shift. It's a 1-6-3 put out, 2 down. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Los Angeles Angels and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP. 2 up, 2 down, and here's Trout.
Mike Moore getting ready, more likely coming in. Figueroa went 2 innings of relief for Tim Lincecum. Well, Trout, you can see that reaction, just missed that 92-mile-an-hour fastball, lower part of the strike zone, but middle of the plate.
One ball, 2 strikes.
Trout batting average of .304 behind in the count. Trout Farm looking for some action down there in that left field corner.
In tight. Has he ever hit one into the Trout Farm?
I think we finally got one this year.
One?
Yeah. Many fastballs in that Graveman's thrown in there. That's where he's going to probably have to try to hook it down that line.
It's more of a frustrated look right there from Graveman.
Yeah. Middle of a follow through.
2-2. Ground ball toward the hole. Simeon going to backhand it. Plants. He got nothing on that throw. And Trout is called safe.
So Melvin's going to look right away just to make sure. Telling the umpires to wait a second.
Surprised he laid back to backhand it. It looked like he just got a changeup grip on the throw.
Yeah, a lot of times they'll try to cut that angle a little bit, especially with Trout running. Planted quickly and got rid of the baseball, but the one hop throw definitely beat it out.
Second infield single for Trout. He's on board with 2 outs, and now we're coming up.
Albert with good career numbers against Graveman. Has struggled here tonight so far, but coming into the game 5 for 10, now 5 for 12, including a home run against Graveman for Pujols.
Missed down low. Graveman wanted that pitch.
He's throwing quite a few pitches right on that lower part of the strike zone. It has not been called. And if you're Albert, that works out well for you. You're trying to bring up that fastball if you can, so you can drive it in the air.
1 ball, 1 strike. I like the little edge that Graveman brings to the table.
Yeah, he does.
Mississippi State product, 8th round pick by the Blue Jays in 2013. Came over to Oakland as part of the Josh Donaldson trade. Albert with a ground ball to second and a fly ball to right. He's 0 for 2. But he's ahead of the count here. 2 balls and a strike. Oakland scoring 4 times in the second. Sending 9 men to the plate. It's Tim Lincecum who lasted 3 innings tonight. Angels got 2 back in the 4th, but Chris Davis hit his 17th home run in the 5th. That's where we stand. Down low. 3-1.
Again, trying to keep that fastball down below the knee level. Forcing that pitch down. Albert looking for a mistake now. A good fastball count to look up in the strike zone.
Ground ball to short. Semien will go the short way. They force out Trout. That'll do it for the Angels. 5 complete. Oakland up 5-2.
Playing well in Boston, but lose that one in 10. Seattle loses on a walk-off wild pitch to the Tigers in Detroit. And Arizona leading Colorado 6-5. A game break going back to that game in Boston, where you have a walk-off base hit. Xander Bogaerts having an outstanding season. Works that one into the outfield. Shuck trying to throw out the winning run, unable to do so, as Boston wins that one on a base hit. Fenway, we go to next road trip, Fenway Park. Take on the Red Sox. Next long road trip.
They lost 3 of 4 to the White Sox.
Yes,
right?
they have. It was a chance of a 4-game sweep for the White Sox. They had a lead late in that game. Red Sox came back and tied it.
Mike Morin takes over on the mound here for Dale Esquero, who went 2 innings. Gave up a run on 1 hit. That was the home run to Davis. 32nd game for Mike. 1-1 record of 4.11 ERA. Last pitched on Monday in Houston. Gave up a run on 2 hits, 2 innings of work through 20 pitches. 8-1 for the A's. Semien, Alcantara, and Crisp.
Colorado came back to tie that game against Arizona 6-6. In the 8th, they're still hitting. Colorado's been playing some pretty good baseball themselves, as has the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Good off-speed pitch. Simeon 1 for 2 with a 3-run blast in the second. A fielder's choice his last time up. Foul back, 2-2. Count even up at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Down goes Simeon, 1 away.
Second baseman, number 30,
Arismendi Alcantara. Second baseman, switch hitter. 0 for 2. A ground ball to second and a strikeout.
Well, if he drags a bunt down the first baseline, that might be a very difficult play to make against him.
It's a great idea. Crone playing so far off. I mean, you're basically saying to Mike Moore, you better get it.
You better get off that mound quickly.
Yeah. Escobar in over at third base. No balls, 2 strikes. Fastball late on it. Top of the order, Coco Crisp on deck. First of a 4-game series against Oakland. Jared Weaver on the mound tomorrow night. TBA going for Oakland. There are rumors that Eric Surkamp, who right now is penciled in for Saturday, will go tomorrow. Chacin on Saturday. Hector Santiago Sunday. Change up, rolled towards second base. This is going to be a tough play. Johnny barehands it and fires it away. Alcantara will reach.
Giavitello on the run, the bare hand throw, but way away from the base.
Single for Alcantara. He's on board. Mentioned 26 stolen bases at the minor league level this year. Has not been caught, so you got to pay attention to him. Here's Coco. 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored in the second.
Bandy so far this year has thrown out 30% of would-be base stealers.
Fastball for a strike. Good lead for Alcantara over at first base. Takes off. Pitches down low. Throw down a second. A good one. And they got him. Nice. Terrific throw by Jet Bandy. And a quick tag by Andrelton Simmons.
Boy, a perfect throw by Bandy. And a quick tag. You mentioned that from Simmons. He's as good as anybody I've ever seen as far as getting a tag down so quick. Yeah, it looked like he got him.
First time.
That is a quick tag.
Yeah, first time he's been thrown out this year. 1-1 strike on Crisp.
See the tag right there, and then the hand finally coming in on the base, part of the arm before the chest area.
Bouncer toward first, backhanded by Crow. Morin's there. And the 6th is in the book. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's 5-2 Oakland. Athletics, bottom of the 6th inning. Kendall Graveman back out of the mound for the Oakland A's. He'll face Crone, Giavotella, Nava. 76 pitches thrown by the sinker baller. He had a very good outing the last time out against the Angels, and he's following it up so far as Crone takes a strike. Reaching for that breaking ball, and it will find its place in 6. No balls, 2 strikes. DJ clearly fooled on that breaking ball. He's 1 for 2. Doubled and scored in the 4th. And that hit him. 0-2 pitch, trying to go inside. Leadoff man on board.
Second battery is hit tonight, 5th on the season. So running inside, right on the forearm. At 92-mile-an-hour fastball running in on the forearm. trying to tell everybody he's okay in the dugout. That got him pretty square, though.
Johnny Giamatello 1 for 2. RBI single his first time up. Flared one just beyond the reach of the shortstop Marcus Semien. Picking up his 25th run batted in. Breaking pitch popped up. Alcantara, the second baseman, underneath it. 1 away. Hey folks, join the Angels' wives and members of the Anaheim Firefighters Association tomorrow as they host their annual Fill the Booth fundraiser benefiting Muscular Dystrophy Association of Orange County. They will be collecting cash and coin from 5 p.m. through the second inning outside the gates of Angel Stadium. Visit angels.com/community for more details. One out, one on for Daniel Nava. Nava singled in the third inning, hit by a pitch in the fourth. Pulls this one right to Graveman. Simeon's there. 1-6-3, inning-ending double play. That is the second one turned by the Athletics tonight. Through 6, Oakland still leads it. West is being brought to you by Energy Upgrade California. It's easy to stay golden at energyupgradeca.org. By Free State of Jones, starring Matthew McConaughey in theaters tomorrow. And by your Southern California Toyota dealer. Top of the 7th, game 1 of a 4-game series between the Angels and the Oakland Athletics. Halos taking 2 of 3 at the Coliseum last weekend. Oakland has taken an early lead in this one, 5-2. Have not looked back as of yet. The Angels offense still stymied by Kendall Graveman. As Mike Moran's back after his second inning of work. He's got Muncy, Vogt, and Valencia for Oakland here in the 7th. That's 2, 3, and 4. Mike gave up a single in the 6th and also had a strikeout. Max Muncy, the right fielder, 1 for 3. Tried to bunt his way on to the first, singled in the second, grounded out to Crone in the 4th.
Graveman's done a nice job, especially getting a lot of ground ball outs in this game.
Cued up the third base side. Moore barehanded. Better hurry. And they get Muncy just by a step for the first out. Angel fans, the 2016 Esurance MLB All-Star Game ballot is here. Head to angels.com to choose your All-Star Game worthy stars. and send them to the MLB All-Star Game presented by MasterCard on July 12th in San Diego. Vote today, vote tomorrow. Vote at angels.com/vote. All-Star Game coming up 2 weeks from Tuesday. Crazy.
That is unbelievable. That should be an awesome venue down there in San Diego. That ballpark, love that ballpark.
Stephen Vogt takes upstairs. One for 3 game for the catcher. Should Morin finish off the 7th inning, it'll be the 5th time this year that he's gone at least 2 innings. Longest outing, 2 1/3 on the 12th of this month against Cleveland here. It just kind of sums up some of the issues the Angels have had on the pitching side of things, where they've needed to get multiple innings out of guys and piece together games, such as tonight. Lincecum getting knocked out after 3, Garrick for 2, Morin for 2, and then figure out the back end depending on how the bottom of the 7th, 8th innings play out.
Tropiano had a minor league assignment today, went 5 innings.
More than likely we'll have another, at least another start, rehab start. There's a walk. So Vogt's on board for the 3rd time.
Third baseman.
2 of which he's earned, the other on the error by Escobar. Here's Valencia, who's 1 for 2. Listen, hard hit to the second baseman. Giavotella fires to first. They don't turn the double play. That almost got Mike DeMuro, the second base umpire.
Left fielder, number 2, Chris Davis.
Watch your lips out there.
Yeah. Talk about squaring up a baseball. That was squared up.
Johnny didn't have time to think about maybe playing the short hop or dropping it, turning 2.
Boy, Simmons did an outstanding job in Houston doing that play. That was a little bit too hard to hit. The catch, I mean, it was right at him, a rocket.
Davis takes a strike. He homered in his last at bat. That was against Guerra. 1 for 3 tonight.
Well, you got to be real careful throwing him a fastball at all. 17 home runs, 46 RBI. For Davis. Tremendous power.
One ball, one strike. Halos in the bottom of the 7th have Bandy, Simmons, and Escobar coming up. 8, 9, and 1.
That changeup was upstairs, but Davis way out in front.
One-two pitch. Try to sneak a fastball. Jose Alvarez now getting ready.
So often for a hitter, when you see a pitcher shake off a sign, then you nod, most times it ends up being a fastball. And he looking fastball, fouled that one off. See if he changes up here and uses a changeup.
Breaking pitch, chopped to short. Simmons goes the short way. They force out Vogt. It's stretch time here at the Big Egg. The Angels have 8-9-1 coming up, down 5-2. Against the Oakland A's tomorrow through Sunday. Houston in town for 2 night games and a 12:35 getaway game on Wednesday afternoon. Off day on Thursday, then it's Boston, Tampa, Baltimore. The last road trip before the All-Star break. And then the long flight back from Baltimore to kick off your All-Star break. Jet Bandy leading things off. 0 for 1, a double play ball in the third, a sac fly in the fourth inning, picking up a 7th run batted in. One ball, one strike. Graveman's last outing against the Angels ended up going a season high 7 innings. His career high is 8 innings, and that was also against the Angels in June of last year. This one's popped up first base side. Alonso makes the catch for the first out. Brings up Anderson Simmons.
Number 2, Simmons.
Simmons 1 for 2. Fouls this one off. One ball, one strike. Mark Carlson, the first base umpire. He'll be behind the plate tomorrow. This one line to left, a base hit. Davis over to cut it off, does so. Simmons will slam on the brakes. Multi-hit game for Anderson. Puts the man on for Escobar.
Third baseman, number 6.
Fastball brings his hands inside, able to get the barrel of the bat on that one into left field for a base hit. 2 for 3 in the game for Simmons. Almost got by Davis, able to cut it off. Good decision right there for Simmons to stay at first base.
Very tentative going toward that baseball to backhand it. Escobar 1 for 3 with a double. Mark Sipchinski, the left-hander, Ryan Dole, the righty. Action for the first time in the A's bullpen. I think a lot of attention to Andrelton Simmons.
Surprising.
With a 3-run lead when the Angels don't even run. Unless they anticipate perhaps a hit run. Oh, 1 count. Double for Escobar in the 3rd inning, his 18th of the year.
So 28 multi-hit games, looking for a base hit to add on to that total.
Two and one.
Potential last batter if Escobar gets on base. I think Bob Melville will go to the bullpen.
Two-one pitch. Chopper toward 3rd. Valencia gets it in foul territory. It's a foul ball. So everyone back to their starting spots.
Valencia made a real nice play against Escobar, his last at bat.
I need a bullpen car to bring you now back to the home plate area. Got to bring those back, by the way.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
Sweetness. Hey, I know there's a home run trot tracker. Is there one for coming back to the plate after a foul ball? I think he just set the world record. Wow.
Maintaining the energy to drive this next pitch.
Maintaining the energy. 2-2. Ground ball toward 3rd. This one's foul. Fortunately, he just stayed right near the plate. So play can resume fairly soon. I wonder if something's bothered him. Doesn't look overly comfortable, does it?
No, the hip or something's bothering him right now. Something. Leg.
Or that, or he's just setting up Graveman. Two-two. Out toward right. Muncy, long run back. And near the track. And now stepping onto the track, makes the catch for out number 2. Simmons back to first.
Threw that ball pretty far the other way, Escobar did.
That is going to be it for Graveman, it looks like, with Melvin coming out. Cole Calhoun coming to the plate. Sure enough, Mark Sipchinski will be called upon here for the Oakland Athletics. Graveman is done after 6 2/3. 5-2 Oakland here in the 7th. The last time out, 6 2/3 tonight. He was responsible for Simmons at first base. It's Mark Sipchinski on in relief. The left-hander is pitching in his 34th game. No record, a 2.88 ERA, 26 strikeouts, 14 walks, however, and 25 innings of work.
Sipchinski's fastball is 87 to 91, slider, curveball, changeup. Calhoun hit .313 versus left-handed pitching this year.
That's up and in. Sipchinski faced Cole in Saturday's game. Similar type situation, struck him out. But you mentioned the numbers that lefties have put up against the veteran. Cole pulls one just foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Halos with 8 hits, Oakland with 9. A couple of home runs for the Athletics, however. They waited nicely on that one, fouls it back 1 and 2. Trout's on deck. There's a 1 batter deal for Sipchinski. Dole's ready to go in the pen. Down low. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Cole trying to get on base, allowing Trout to come up to represent the tying run.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Simmons over at first. Multi-hit game for Andrelton. 5-2 Oakland. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Jose Alvarez still warming, so it looks like he'll come into the game to pitch the 8th inning. Oakland in the 8th has Lowry, Alonso, and Simeon coming up 6, 7, and 8. Simmons takes off. Pitch is low. The throw down is not in time. A stolen base for Andrelton. He was going to be on the move on this pitch anyway with a full count now. 2 outs.
Picks up his first stolen base of the season. Had a pretty good jump going on first movement. No chance to throw him out.
Full count with 2 outs. 3-2 to Calhoun. Breaks his bat, rolls it foul. Ground ball right side. Alcantara is there. And that is the 3rd out. 7 complete. Halos still trailing 5-2.
And heading to the mound as we start the top of the 8th inning. Angels down 5-2 to the A's as we open up this 7-game homestand. Welcome back outside the Big Egg. Ken French with you, and following this one, it's Angels Live, presented by your SoCal Mazda dealers. Myself and Jose Mota and Alex Curry will bring you all the highlights and interviews. But right now, it's time for our Arco top-tier play of the game. And for that, we go to the top of the 2nd inning. A couple men on for Marcus Semien. Going deep off Tim Lincecum. His 13th of the year. That would make it 3-0 at the time. They will score 4 in the inning and have not looked back. Tim Lincecum in his Big A debut, 3 innings, giving up 4 runs on 7 hits. We'll break down his performance a little bit more in the post-game show. But right now, let's send it inside to Victor and Mark, guys.
Thanks a lot, Frenchie. And here in the 8th inning, new pitcher on for the Angels, Jose Alvarez takes over. Jose pitching in his 35th game, 1-2 mark, a 4.54 ERA, 33 2/3 innings. Jed Lowry, the second baseman, spins around, hit from the right side, and takes a fastball upstairs. Alvarez worked Monday through 17 pitches against the Astros. 1 walk and 1 strikeout in that one. Lowry 1 for 2 with a single and a walk.
Nice job by Mike Morin out of the bullpen tonight. 2 very good innings.
This one hit sharply toward Jordan. 1 hopper, backhanded by Simmons. Makes it look easy, and there's out number 1.
He is so much fun to watch defensively. Ball was hit pretty firmly. And Lowry 1 hopper, gets that back in that outfield grass, plants and throws across to Diamond. Get the first out of the inning.
Angels also have a new third baseman, Gregorio Petit, take over at third base. So maybe there's something going on with Yunel Escobar. Lonzo gets one off the end of the bat toward shallow right center field. Cole comes racing in. 2 down. Let's go back to the 7th, bottom of the 7th. Yunel running down the line. Doesn't look like anything going on there. And then the next pitch he fouled, and that's where he looked like he was trying to stretch something. Finishes the game going 0 for 4. Pardon me, 1 for 4 with a double. Semien, as Kent just told you, a 3-run home run in the 2nd. 1 for 3 game.
Escobar is playing quite a few games at that third base position.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Escobar playing in 69 of the 73 games so far this year for the Angels.
0-2 downstairs. Ground ball to second. And bobbled by Giamatello. And what should have been an easy 1-2-3 inning. The inning continues here. That's the 3rd error committed by the Angels tonight. And for Johnny, that's his 4th of the season.
Unable to look that baseball into the glove to finish off the inning.
Up the line, Bandy takes control, off balance throw, and they throw out Alcantara for the 3rd out. Well, to the bottom of the 8th inning. Trout to lead things off. Angels down 3.
pitching probables for tomorrow. Serkan threw the ball very well against Weaver and the Angels. It's a rematch that last start out on Sunday where Weaver threw a 3-hit shutout. Serkan threw the ball well also. 0-5 though in the season with an ERA a little over 7. Weaver coming back from that game on Sunday. Excellent effort for Weave, picking up his 8th career shutout. 3-hitter, 1 walk, 1 punch out.
Ryan Madson takes over on the mound here at the bottom of the 8th inning. 31st game, 3-2 record, 2.48 ERA. 13 saves on the season for Madson. 21 strikeouts and 29 innings of work. He's got a new right fielder. That's Jake Smolinski taking over for Max Muncy.
Madson's fastball, 92 to 96 range, cut fastball, changeup.
Trout with a couple of infield hits takes a strike. It's 1-1.
Trout didn't think that was a strike. A little bit off the outside corner.
One and two. Couple of singles, 2 for 3 for Trout. Angels did get to Madson for a run in Friday night's loss against Oakland, 3-2, but he was able to finish it off, picked up the win. It was a game in which the Angels walked off, or the A's walked off on the Angels. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Good changeup for Madson. Always been a plus pitch for him.
Came right after him with a fastball, 1 down.
I think Oakland has done throughout the years against Trout is try to stay inside with the fastball. That one at 97. Trout, he couldn't quite get the hands in to make contact on that firm fastball from Madson.
Albert hitless tonight, 0 for 3. Ground out, fly ball to right in the fielder's choice. Two balls and no strikes. Conversation between Vogt and Madson. A.J. Octor getting ready for the Angels. He'll pitch the 9th, it appears. It's 2-1. Caught the inside corner. Off the plate. 3-1 count with Crone on deck. Chopped over to third. 2 down.
Very similar spot. He threw the fastball in on Trout. Jammed Albert. Ground ball to third.
So 2 outs, the bases clear for C.J. Cron. 1 for 2 game. Doubled and scored in the 4th. Was hit by a pitch in the 6th. See the forearm now bandaged up. That's where he was hit by that pitch. Nasty pitch down and in. 96 with movement.
Amazing story, really, when you think about where Madsen was just a couple years ago. It took him a long time to get back to the major league level. Very big part of the bullpen for Kansas City last year.
Almost got him again. Cron chases the breaking ball, and Madsen with a 1-2-3-8. We head to the 9th inning. The Angels down 5-2. Four-game set. Mike Scioscia goes to the bullpen once again. It's A.J. Ochter taking over on the mound here to pitch the 9th and keep this a 3-run deficit. Ochter has pitched in 10 games for the Angels. No record of 4.67 ERA. He pitched Monday. Went 3 innings in Monday's contest. Gave up 3 runs on 7 hits, had 1 strikeout through a total of 51 pitches. Top of the order for Oakland: Crisp, Smolinski, and Vogt. In the bottom of the 9th inning, the Angels have Giavotella, Nava, and Bandy due to lead things off. Coco Crisp 1 for 4, a single with a run scored in the 2nd. 1 ball, 2 strikes. A little over 36,000 on hand tonight. A little disappointing. 4 runs for Oakland in the second. Tim Lincecum lasted 3 innings tonight. His second start as an Angel. Coco lofts one out to shallow left. Daniel Nava coming in. He'll make the running catch for the first out. Halo's cut the deficit in half with 2 runs in the 4th inning. But then in the 5th inning, they able to scare him. Tried to sneak a fastball. Was it 2-1 count?
Yeah, because it was a 2-0 changeup he threw, and then he tried to sneak a fastball.
And Chris Davis, he homered 17th of the year, and then made it 5-2, and that's where we stand now. Jake Smolenski, first plate appearance, took over defensively in right field for Max Muncy. This one down the line, long run for everybody, and this one slices foul.
Overall, pretty solid job by the bullpen. This 1 run allowed so far into the 6th inning of relief work for the bullpen.
Slider, come back into the mound. 2 down. So Stephen Vogt coming up. He's had a 1-for-3 game with a single and a walk. Sean Doolittle getting ready for Oakland. He'll pitch the bottom of the 9th. No balls, 2 strikes. Valencia's on deck. That's outside. Five runs, 9 hits, and 7 left on for Oakland. 2 runs, 8 hits, 3 errors, however, for the Angels. 6 men left on. Vogt goes down swinging. Ockner with a 1-2-3 9th. We head to the bottom of the 9th. Doolittle on in relief for Oakland. Angels down 3. Up by the score of 5-2, and they've brought on Sean Doolittle to close it out for them. Doolittle 2-2 with a 2.51 ERA, pitching in his 34th ball game. 3 saves, 35 strikeouts, 8 walks, in 28 and 2/3 innings. Career high 22 saves a couple of years ago. And here in the bottom of the ninth, the Angels have Giavotella, and looks like Shane Robinson will bat for Daniel Nava, and then Jet Bandy, unless Mike Scioscia decides to go to the bench. Options limited, however. Escobar out of the game. T taking over at third base. Johnny 1 for 3, had an RBI single in the 4th. Angels faced Doolittle Friday night at the Coliseum. He went just 2/3 of an inning. 1 ball, 1 strike. One-time position player that was converted to the mound. Terrific arm. Johnny pulls one down the line. Fair ball. Headed in the corner. Giavotella is on his way to second. It's a leadoff double for Johnny.
Yeah, one thing you can look for against Doolittle is a lot of fastballs. This fastball is 93, 97, slider, changeup, but a lot of his pitches are fastballs. Giavotella brings his hands inside. We saw that a couple times of late when he brings his hands in and gets the barrel of the bat and hooks that out of the ballpark. This time hooks it down the line for a double. His 14th double, second hit of the game for Giavotella.
So Shane Robinson coming up, pinch hitting. Nava ends up going 1 for 2 with a single and a hit by pitch. 33rd game for Shane with the Angels. 12 for 46. That's a 261 average. So for 3 as a pinch hitter. Fastball low. Called strike, borderline pitch. 2-1. Madsen worked a 1-2-3 8th inning with a couple of strikeouts.
I think we have seen throughout the game for Paul Emmel behind the plate. He's called the high strike. That was borderline high strike there.
3-1. Leadoff double and a 3-1 count now on Robinson, the pinch hitter. Takes a strike, full count. Outfield shallow, shading Robinson the opposite way. 3-2. Shane fouls one back. Good hack on that fastball. Skied to right center. Smolinski with the catch. 1 down.
Catcher, number 46.
So 1 out, 1 on, and here's Jet Bandy. Bandy 0 for 2, did have a sac fly in the 4th, picked up his 7th run batted in.
That run right there does not matter to Oakland or Doolittle. The focus for him, the batter.
Bandy hammers one out to deep left field. Chris Davis is back. Gone! Big fly for Jet Bandy. And the Angels trail it by 1.
And the Bandy man does it again, goes yard here. Good swings his last 2 starts. Baseball got out in a hurry. All of a sudden, this down by 1. As Bandy looking fastball, barrel the bat and low fastball with some lift to it. First home run of the season, 2nd of his career for the Bandy man.
Here's Andrelton Simmons. Multi-hit game for Andrelton, 2 for 3. First career home run in Minnesota last year. 0-1 pitch upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And he got that low fastball, some distance and quickness out of the yard for Bandy.
5th home run Doolittle has allowed this year. Popped him up. Right side of the infield. Alonso makes the catch, 2 down. Got him to chase that high fastball. Jeffrey Marte is going to pinch hit here for Gregorio Petit.
Good fastball hitter. Good power against a fastball, against a pitcher who throws a lot of fastballs.
Marte had .293 average in 22 games with the Angels. 4 doubles, 4 home runs, 10 runs batted in. As a pinch hitter, 1 for 6. The 1 a home run. Boy, let the bat fly, and that hit Paul Emmel, the home plate umpire, and he, oh my. That's not good. Right at the top of the scalp. Marte on the swing. Lost the handle of the bat and just went straight back.
And off the top of the head of Paul Emmel. Lost the grip of the bat and right on top of the head.
Remember, that's just the cap that he's wearing underneath that mask. It's not a helmet. So we'll have a delay here. It's good to see him on his feet. Hopefully he's all right. Looked like Quinn Walcott, the third base umpire, went downstairs to put the gear on. As Emmel has walked off. So we'll have a little bit of a delay here till Walcott comes back up. Doolittle will have to kind of hang out for a little bit. He'll get an occasional warm-up pitch or 2. We're going to step away for a moment. The Angels have drawn within one. We've got a delay, an injury delay on the umpire. It's 5-4 Oakland here in the ninth. The ninth with 2 outs. Quinn Walcott, the third base umpire, has come out. He's put on the gear. Jeffrey Marte at the play with a no ball, 1 strike count with 2 outs, and the base is clear. It's a 5-4 A's lead. Marte on the swing, on his first swing against Doolittle, let the bat go, and it went straight back and hit Paul Emmel, the home plate umpire, on the top of the head. Emmel immediately went down, and got to say, a terrific job by both Adam Neville of the Angels trainer, Walt Horn, the assistant athletic trainer of the Oakland A's, to get out there immediately and put as much pressure as possible on that and walk Emmel off the field.
Yeah, Stephen Vogt right away waved trainers out there. He saw right away what happened to Paul Emmel.
So Doolittle's ready to go. 0-1 count on Marte. 5-4 Oakland. Jim Bandy with a 2-run home run here in the ninth to draw the Angels within 1. This is popped up. Alonso going back. Alcantara calls him off and actually does a little shove off, makes the catch, and the Angels drop the opening game of this 4-game set to Oakland by the final of 5-4.
Yeah, that big 4-run second inning for Oakland. A couple home runs there. Davis Simeon with a big home run himself. The difference in this game. Jeff Bandy with a home run also for the Angels to make it close, but Oakland wins game 1 of this 4-game set.
Well, the Halos took care of business against Oakland last weekend. Oakland strikes for game 1. Good Weaver on the mound tomorrow, game 2. Stick around, Angels Live post game is coming up next.